Once upon a time in a big city, there lived a daring cat named Whiskers. Whiskers wasn't your ordinary cat, Dodo, no. He yearned for adventure, for a life that was more than just chasing mice and napping in sunbeams. He wanted to explore the world, to see what lay beyond the city walls. One day, while lazing around the house, Whiskers heard a peculiar sound. It was a tiny squeak, followed by a crash and then a loud thump. Curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to investigate. The noise had come from the kitchen. And there, on the floor, sat a little brown rat. The rat was dazed, holding his injured leg. Whiskers could have easily pounced on the rat and made a quick meal of him. After all, it was just another Tuesday for a hungry cat, but something in the rat's frightened eyes made Whiskers pause. Perhaps it was the way the rat's whiskers twitched in fear or the pathetic way he tried to limp. Whatever it was, Whiskers found himself not wanting to hurt him. "Wait," called out Whiskers. The rat froze and slowly turned his head. "Can you understand me?" asked Whiskers. The rat squeaked and shook his head. "Oh bother," said Whiskers. "I was hoping we could talk this through, but perhaps I'll just have to take you to the nice place." The rat didn't know what Whiskers meant by the nice place, but he didn't want to find out. So with a desperate squeak, he tried to run. Whiskers was faster and soon had the rat cornered. But instead of attacking, he surprised the rat by saying, "Tell you what, why don't we make a deal? You help me on my adventure and I'll let you go free." The rat thought about it. He was badly hurt and couldn't get out of the house on his own. Plus, Whiskers seemed like he might actually be a nice guy, despite being a cat. "All right," squeaked the rat, "what kind of adventure are we talking about?" And so began the oddest of friendships, the cat who didn't eat rats and the rat who didn't fear cats. Their first stop was the library, where Whiskers wanted to look up information about the world outside the city. He had heard stories about faraway lands from the birds that came to the windowsills to gossip, and he longed to see them for himself. But there were two problems. The first was that neither the cat nor the rat could read. "Well, this is just great," said Whiskers after staring at a book for a few minutes. "It's full of words and we can't even read them." The rat shrugged. "Looks like we're going to need some help." They found an old, wise owl who agreed to help them in exchange for some tasty bugs that the cat caught in the garden. As the owl read aloud from the books, the cat and the rat listened intently, their eyes shining with excitement. The next day, they set off toward the mountains, following the directions the owl had given them. The journey was long and tiring, and Whiskers and his new friend, whose name, by the way, was Remy, soon realized they needed supplies. Luckily, they met a family of hedgehogs who lived in a cozy burrow. The hedgehogs welcomed them in and gave them food and water. In return, Whiskers amazed them by pulling out a comb and grooming each of the little hedgehogs. They had never been so comfortable. After a whole week of traveling, they finally reached the mountains. There they met a wise old turtle who told them about a hidden valley filled with delicious food and endless sunshine. The thought of a warm, sunny place made Whiskers purr with delight. But getting there would require crossing a rushing river. Whiskers and Remy looked at each other. Neither of them could swim. Then suddenly, Remy had an idea. He couldn't swim, but he knew someone who could. Sammy the fish. Sammy lived in the river and was known to be a great swimmer. Plus, he was a chatterbox and wouldn't mind helping them. When they explained their situation to Sammy, he readily agreed to help. And soon they were all swimming together down the river. Just as they neared the other side, Sammy stopped. "Oh, guys, I have to tell you something," he said nervously. "I'm not really good at talking to cats." Whiskers and Remy looked at each other and burst out laughing. This kind-hearted fish was afraid of a harmless cat. But Whiskers understood. Sometimes our fears can make us do silly things. So, he promised to be gentle, and sure enough, Sammy led them safely across the river. On the other side, Whiskers and Remy thanked Sammy and made their way up the mountain. They had reached the hidden valley. As Whiskers took in the beautiful view, he realized something. The real adventure wasn't just about reaching the end of the journey. It was about the friends he'd made along the way.